Welcome back, Dungeoneers. It's Sunday afternoon, and that can only mean one thing. It's time to play Dungeons & Dragons. You're watching Dice and Dungeons, and I'm here at the table with...
I am David Wong. I play Ninzy the Tabaxi Bardsy.
I'm Nicole Bates. I play Soria Zansul, the Changelings Druid.
I can say words, unlike others.
I said plenty of words.
I'm Greg. I'm playing Ulset Ralph, a Furbog fighter.
And I'm Alexis Bates, your trusty dungeon mistress.
Do you realize that was the first time in maybe 6 episodes you actually said that?
Yes.
And what I'm actually saying is that you should go to patreon.com/DiceandDungeons. It's the best way to support the show. You can see our pregame improv sessions there. There's a variety of tiers. So check it out. That's patreon.com/DiceandDungeons. Take it away, Lexi.
And you forgot to mention there's a recent benefit that I'm adding
to
all
you're
of
adding
patrons.
your DM notes.
Yeah, so I'm going through the old backlogs of the episodes, and I'm putting in one episode at a time all of my DM notes that I prepared for each session. And I'm providing commentary on them and talking about like my process for DMing, how it's evolved over the time I've been doing this show, how I used to approach it in the past, stuff like that. So if you're interested in getting behind the scenes information and kind of peering inside like how DMing something like this works, and you're interested, sign up for a Patreon at any level, and you'll be getting that benefit.
I was a little busy shoving the promo in there.
Yeah, you really jammed it in there.
We can't get it out now.
You jammed it in there like our sponsor, Geekified. It makes you want to do with all of your trading card games. Just jam them in your backpack and make sure it's full to the brim after you head over to geekifiediowa.com and pick up your latest boxes of Magic the Gathering cards, Pokemon, or Yu-Gi-Oh! They carry all 3 of the most popular trading card games, and they also carry wonderful board games, and I think, didn't an expansion for D&D just come out? Like a 14 adventure pack?
I think
book.
so. Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it. It hasn't gotten a lot of attention.
No.
I'll be honest. Yeah.
But
you can head over to geekifiediowa.com
and pay
pick
attention
up
to
all of your supplies to cram into your backpack because, let's face it, if you're a nerd, you probably carry around a backpack and it's probably full of trading cards.
And somewhere at the bottom's your old Magi Nation deck.
Yeah. So thank you, Geekified, for continuing to sponsor us, and thank you, everyone who heads over to geekifiediowa.com and pick something up from them, or if you want to head into the store because you're in the area, they are in Benton, Iowa. Thanks again, Geekified. And with that, Dungeoneers, let's roll. Last week on Dice and Dungeons, Midnight Brunch followed their friends, a collective of rats,
Great name.
to gather more information about the disappearances. The information gained may indeed prove invaluable to their efforts to end this scourge on the city. More concerning than what the Lats led them to, was a revelation made by a member of the Druid Circle, the Agmar Nodal. She informed Midnight Brunch that an old friend of theirs, the Bullywug Druid Muriel Hopalong, was believed to be numbered among the missing in the city. We rejoin our party on a stakeout with Fudari Pilm, late at night, hoping to gain insight on where these strange people that they have heard so much about come and go from the sewers. So, you are all up in, this is just to refresh everyone's memory, you're up in like a 4th, maybe 5th story apartment. You're in sort of the southern edge of the city. You have a very good view of most things north up to the mountain, most of the city northwards and westwards of you. The city does stretch on long enough where eventually, even with the spy glasses that you have, you just can't make out any definition. It's too far. But you have quite a good view of a lot of the mountain and a lot of the city, and can see just about everything along the river for about half its length through the town. It is, like I said, late at night. It's about 1 in the morning right now. And it is the weekend. So the city's, kind of hopping. There's a lot of people, they're out, and there's a lot of activity going on. There's many people still on the streets.
I come out of the apartment. I assume we have access to the apartment.
Yeah.
All right. I'm done in the bathroom. Here's your grilled cheeses. They're from the kitchen.
Oh,
I just also used the bathroom while I was in there.
Did you wash your hands
Yeah.
after the bathroom?
Yeah.
Oh. Does Ardmore like grilled cheese? Oh, we didn't
can't
have
be
Ardmore
healthy
so
for
long. Artemore's back at the
Ardmore
company
and
house.
Sevens are currently at the company house
Yeah.
because of the dangerousness of this assignment, which makes me wonder why we brought 9s.
because you wouldn't trust Nines by himself.
Oh, no, with 7s.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's pretty good grilled cheese.
Thanks.
Pretty good.
So, no, right, I'm looking.
So you who are Fudari Pilm,
Yeah.
how
Grilled cheese.
Sure.
How many did you make?
Like, however much bread and cheese they have in this apartment.
we can see much
it-
of the city, but how can we tell those who smell like death only worse from those who are normal citizens?
I mean, by smell alone, I don't think we can. But I'm pretty sure we'll be able to spot some of their weirdness.
Oh, I do a weirdness check.
Yep, you're weird.
Well, that settles that matter.
Ooh,
No one
very-
even rolled anything yet.
You said you did the weirdness.
Yeah, but I didn't roll yet. I got a 5.
Well, I got 13.
you're not
You're
that
weird.
I'm gonna just be watching through the spyglass,
Okay.
eating my sandwich.
So what sort of weirdness are you looking for?
Are you
We-
talking to me or?
we already, no, we discussed what their weirdness is like.
Yeah, they talk weird. They probably
can't hear
walk
them.
weird.
No, we can't. We can't hear them. We're looking for suspicious movements, silent, we'll look specifically for people in the sewer uniforms,
Yep.
but also ones who aren't chatting with each other, all casual, like they're like, oh, what are you doing after this? I'm going to the steakhouse. It sucks. That sort of thing, The people who are just like in uniform, like, I don't know, suspiciously walking, not talking, focused on whatever, going in and out of the sewers, especially when the area is clear. Is that all correct?
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Yeah. You're doing a good job.
Do I see any of that?
We will.
Why don't you make? Since I know it's a long distance, but you're looking around specifically.
Yeah, and
it's
I have
kinda like
dark
looking in
vision.
the room. So I'm gonna say it's an investigation check.
No, I will investigate
Oh,
as
not
well.
perception. That's way better.
Well, I got the best number of 9s for my investigation check because I have no modifiers.
If I have
for
a
it.
spyglass, do I get advantage?
I'm gonna say yeah, you do.
Are you gonna guidance yourself?
Nope, I forgot. 16.
15.
Okay.
I am looking for things that are weird.
Holwyn is apparently very enthralled by the sandwich.
That would have
They,
been a 21 if I could have used perception.
They really like the grilled cheese.
And
What's their
Holman's
favorite
not-
kind of cheese?
Holman isn't helping to look.
Oh yeah, Holwyn
Just rolled
definitely
badly.
is trying to help. I'm just trying
But
to
it is
explain.
explain why Holman isn't
I'm trying to
finding
explain
anything.
a 1.
Yeah, I put
In
pickles in
narrative
that
terms?
one.
So good.
Pickles?
Oh, I just rated. Whose place is this again? I used like all the food.
That's all right. They get most of their food from the carp anyway.
Oh, okay. They had a lot of bread and cheese though.
Oh yeah, I mean we have a lot of it, and as it's getting a little on the stale side, we just take it home so it doesn't go to waste. So it'll be restocked probably by tomorrow. You got a 16, you said?
Yep.
And you got a 15, and you got a 9.
Yes.
Okay.
Best number.
Yeah, best number.
Then Ulseth and Soria, I want you both to roll a d12.
Wow.
Yes,
So uncommon.
d12.
12.
Unless you have an
Okay.
axe.
Wow.
I found 12 cultists.
I got a 4.
Okay, you
found
both
4
see the same thing then.
Oh, is that an even odd? Yeah.
And what you see is very much like you described. Find some maintenance workers, and it takes you a minute because there are quite a few milling about the city, and you realize that like most of the city's workers wear pretty similar uniforms. So you spend some time looking around, noticing people that aren't necessarily working on the sewers. Spend some time noticing things that, after a moment or two of observation, like, oh, they're behaving very normally. But then you both zero in on a group that's actually on the other side of the river, up about halfway around the mountain.
Oh, a long way off.
Yeah. You see them emerging from what you've come to know as basically an access point, one of their service buildings. The workers step out of the door, turn around, lock it, begin walking down the street. They say nothing to each other. But they are making the motions that you might make during a conversation. Their mouths aren't moving, but they're sort of like gesturing like this, moving about. So it looks almost natural. But because you're paying close attention, you notice their mouths aren't moving, so the whole scene is sort of disconcerting. You watch them for a while, and they move towards one of the bridges over the river. They cross over.
They're crossing over toward the mountain, or
Away from the mountain.
toward us.
They cross over. They stop at a food vendor on the main drag. Just a food cart.
What kind of food?
Looks to be hot dogs. The moment they get there, suddenly a sort of jovial smile comes over their faces. They look very pleasant. They wave, walk up. Some sort of, lighthearted, joking exchange goes on between the two you're observing and the person who's working the cart.
Bet they went up to him and was like, working hard or hardly working?
There's some
I'm glad we
laughter.
can't hear them.
Then the two that you've been observing look down at the menu for a moment.
Does it
They
just say
say-
hot dog?
We can't read it, I think.
It's got
Okay.
like 4. You can tell that it's got like 4 different items on there, and it's one of those. You know how you might go to a place fairly regularly, and you almost always get the same thing, but for whatever reason, you still look at the menu. You know what I mean? It looks like that. They look down at the menu, not missing a beat, place their order. Person working the cart makes it up, hands it to them. But they wave, say thanks, then they make their way one street back from the main drag. It's less busy, less crowded. They walk slowly down the street. You notice that their actions are more suspicious out here. They still try to be unnoticed, but they're doing less of a good job.
What do they do with the hot dogs they just got?
They're just holding them.
Just menacingly? Just like...
No, they're just... See, you get just like a tray, little like paper kind of tray, they're just holding. They are looking down and like different alleyways into the main drag. They're watching people. Eventually,
Are they still walking, or are they just
slowly, very
Okay.
slowly walking. Eventually, they cross down several blocks, and they just drop their hot dogs on the ground.
Ooh.
Like, just drop the tray, or they flip it upside
And then
down?
they just drop the tray. It's like they don't care about any of it. And they cut into a very narrow alley, off of the street and into an alleyway between buildings. And you lose sight of them here. But they emerge a few steps later on the other side of the building. And this continues on. You watch them occasionally losing sight as they go out of view on this street. And it looks like they are following someone, you piece this together. You can't tell who, because it's a fairly large crowd in the main drag, but they're definitely looking at someone on the street. You can narrow it down to a few candidates, but there's just too many to be sure. They follow whoever they're monitoring, almost to the main gate of the city. This is well more than a mile. It's actually almost 3 miles. And then they go behind a building and you don't see them anymore. And you keep your eyeglasses watching, looking out for any sign, but they never emerge. You end up watching for about 20 minutes, just waiting to see if they come out. Nothing does. The whole series of events took about an hour, watching them.
Did anyone tell Nines they were watching them, or am
Yeah.
I just like staring at like another sewer grate?
Yeah, there's been a lot of sandwiches.
We narrated
Yeah,
what's going on. You become
we-
very upset at their waste of food.
We pointed it out to you
Okay.
at the beginning, so you were watching.
It's like,
All
hey,
right.
Nines, these guys are getting hot dogs.
Yeah.
Like, where?
If it's been about an hour, I run in and get the turkey out of the oven.
So
set out the
did we mark in our memories where they came out and the place where they disappeared?
Sure, you have like a pretty good idea of.
I also
Well,
wrote
that
it
is-
down.
Well, I know, but we need to find this place where they came out.
I know, sorry, I just wrote down. There's street signs
location.
and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a journal.
So
And
you,
a spy
you have
class.
a pretty decent idea of where they
Yeah,
started
you could see those
and
details.
where you lost sight of them.
Well, we keep looking. There might be
Fudari
more.
busts out a bowl of pistachios, just cracking them.
Turkey.
Sure.
Ale?
I got some coffee I made up.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, keep us awake.
Yep.
Coffee and turkey and grilled cheese.
Fudari
The
just
big
starts
three.
pouring coffee for everyone.
Not on the turkey.
No, eat mugs.
You don't like coffee-infused turkey?
I mean, infused, yes, not drenched. Anyway,
How else do you infuse it?
we'll keep watching.
Why don't you all make another investigation check?
Guidance on myself.
I got a natty 20.
Wow.
A happy cat face.
I got a dirty 20.
I got 22.
Wow.
Okay. The three of you, Fadari and Holwyn, again, are just, they're not rolling well.
Oh, this turkey.
Well, they're wondering, why there's a turkey here.
It's very
I
confusing.
made it.
Yeah, clearly,
I thought you were hungry.
I am hungry. I
Okay.
am eating the turkey. I grab one of the legs. I try to pull it off, but it's not cut very well, so it just whole thing just comes with it.
So you made
Oh,
a
Seth,
whole...
just cut the leg off with your sword.
Of the turkey or of nines?
Either.
I need my arm, guys.
I used my offhand, so it wasn't
Alright.
the big flame.
What do we see? What's
it
the
actually
turkey
is.
situation suggest?
I
Sorry, I eat my turkey leg.
the turkey situation. Okay.
This is quite good turkey.
So
Really juicy. Tastes like espresso.
You seasoned it well.
sometimes I don't know what to do with you two. So, this time, you find another group of two. They are emerging from a totally different set of doors on the very southern edge of the mountain. They make their way towards a slightly less populated area of the city than the main drag, but still quite a busy street. This is more, this is kind of a fancier area. Not quite on the mountain fancy, but fancier. They make their way to what looks to be some sort of open air market. Everything's closed at the moment, but there's still a little plaza. Sit down on a bench. It's quiet around there. They open a lunchbox. They're both acting like they're talking to each other.
They pull out a hot dog in a little paper tray.
Some dirt on it.
Uh,
No,
They take out some food, set it next to them, acting like they're talking still. Do nothing else.
They don't eat. Huh?
They eventually put the food back into the lunch pails.
This is what you do after lunch.
And
I had a great time looking at my food. I'm gonna save this for tomorrow.
we're on lunch 872. Still preserved. Thank you, fast food.
I'm glad I covered this. I just surrounded in epoxy.
Oh, if you get a Big Mac, you don't need the epoxy. That was proven. They end up walking down, again, a side street. It's less busy here, but there are people out for, some sort of walk, or they're coming back from someplace. It's now, around 2 in the morning. So the crowds are thinning. It's very clear that once again, these two are following someone. It looks to be maybe 4 people in a group walking together on the main street that they are connected with. You aren't sure if it's all 4 of them or just one person, maybe 2 in the group. You can't tell. They walk with this group and they continue walking. Eventually the group splits in 2. 2 people go one way, two go the other. Two people that split off from the group head into the mountain. The two people that didn't go into the mountain continue further north along this street, heading towards the other side of the mountain. Eventually, it curves out of sight.
Which one do they follow?
They follow the group that did not go in the mountain.
Are they coming towards us?
No,
Away.
they're going away from you, northward around the other side of the mountain. The mountain is, quite a few miles wide. So, it does kind of wrap around out of sight. And you don't see what happens at that point. Both the group they were following and the people that you were observing disappear.
They disappear.
Out
They
of
just
sight.
They're just out of sight. I mean, it would have been
Yeah, they don't just go poof and then they're not there.
okay. They just get out of sight,
Yes.
even with the spyglass.
Well, yeah,
Because
there's
they're-
buildings and mountains and
Yeah.
stuff.
We can't
Maybe.
bend light yet.
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 We're working on it.
I mean, the spyglasses do.
Yeah, you are looking like several miles away from you right now.
How long was that?
That was slightly less time. It was about 40 minutes or so.
Good. I go get my muffins out.
Are they turkey
Alright.
muffins?
No, they're blueberry.
I use my mage hand to pick one up because it's very hot.
Yeah, but they've been cooling.
I don't believe that. 'Cause if they were cooling, I would have stolen one way earlier.
I'm blowing out the muffin. Okay, they're not cool. They're in a magical pan that when it's out of the oven, it helps cool.
Wait, when did you get that pan?
It was in the apartment.
Can we keep it?
No, you can't keep the pan.
Why not?
Because it's their pan.
That's their food. We're taking that.
Yeah, because I get them their food.
Did you give them the pan?
No, they bought that.
Where?
From Enchanting Tastes. I can never remember which one is which.
Oh,
They sell cookware. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
well, we keep looking.
Have some muffins and keep watching.
Okay. You end up spending another 45 minutes or so not seeing anything. The city has really died down. Most people that are out are looking like they're making their way home, or they are cleaning up after a long shift at night. There's very few people in the streets at this point.
Is there a shady looking guy that doesn't look like evil, smells like death shady, just like standard shady?
Like nines or something.
Yeah, like flipping a coin, like looking back and forth, has like a bowler hat on.
Not quite like that.
Is there someone who's the closest guy?
Like,
So, so you're looking for just
we're looking
some-
for someone in the thieves'
There's a tabaxi that's walking around, and he's got a very old style of hat on. It's
older than
yeah.
Jarella's hat.
Not well. You don't know if it's older than that, but you can guess it's probably not older than Jarella's hat. But
It is a pretty nice hat too.
it looks to be quite an old style. Maybe something that would have been popular like 200 years ago.
Is there like an onion on his belt?
There's definitely no onion on the belt. There's
So is
no
this,
onion.
Is this an old hat or just an
I
old
think we're getting
style hat?
sidetracked by the hat.
It's
Well,
well, you don't
the
know.
DM started it. You never know.
No,
started it.
I did not start this.
Yes, you did. You agreed. No.
You could have said no.
Nine said,
Well-
"Do I see such a
well,
thing?"
they figure out
The
they
DM
got-
says, "No," and then we go,
I come out with the carrot cake.
"No."
So you figure out the hat
Okay,
guy
there's no
out?
carrot cake.
What? But there's a tabaxi and an old hat.
Then quit
Old-looking hat.
Then quit getting fussy when I decide to say yes to something. Let's move on.
But what is the tabaxi doing?
So what is?
now?
Yeah.
Does he going to one of the greats? Is he going
The
to?
tabaxi's walking down the street, if you'd let me finish my description, instead of focusing on the hat. The tabaxi is walking down the street, sort of looking in closed shop windows,
Definitely shady.
peering inside, like, jewelry stores, things like that. Like, it looks suspicious.
Do they
behavior.
try the doorknobs to see if the
No.
doors are locked? No,
And then the
it's
tabaxi...
not that suspicious.
The tabaxi pauses for a moment, looks behind what looks like a garbage can, and then, like as fast as you can blink your eyes, dives behind the garbage can, and is out a moment later. Like, you can't believe how agile this tabaxi is.
I can, because it's called
And-
feline agility.
This is even agile by your standards. You're like, whoa, like this is a very quick cat. All right, comes out with a rat.
Did I recognize the rat?
No,
Okay.
a rat in his mouth,
Not one of your friends.
and is just kind of now eating the rat.
What was the rat's name that I have in my pocket?
I don't remember.
This is your job.
So, was the carrot cake not real?
You can have the carrot
Oh,
cake.
okay.
Dinner and a show.
I cut up the carrot cake, so
I'll have a slice of carrot cake while I
that
watch
guy-
the backseat.
I don't think that guy was a cultist.
Yeah, but it's very interesting.
Since you're the one who's looking for this kind of character, roll a perception check, not investigation.
Ooh, that's bad. I got an 11.
Roll a wisdom check.
10.
Okay. You don't notice anything explicit out of place, but you get the vibe that, like, something in that area is just not right. Like, what you just witnessed, like, someone was weird about this. You don't know what, you can't put your finger on it,
The tabaxi just
but
jumping at a rat.
And
not
eating.
necessarily that, but, like, the whole area through there.
I look for
Like-
another
like
person in
something's
that area.
weird about it.
Is there anyone else in that area?
Yeah.
Do you point, let me ask this, are you pointing this out to any of your colleagues?
Should we all help look?
How strong is a desire to eat a rat at 3 o'clock in the morning in the average tabaxi?
I mean,
Because
most
we
of it,
established that I do like to run around in the middle of the
yeah,
night.
yeah. We have established in our world that tabaxis have zoomies.
Yes.
Like, do tabaxi eat living things usually?
Yes. I eat plenty of living things.
Bugs?
I think we have eaten bugs before.
I mean, it's not really all that unusual to eat something that it's either raw or alive.
I don't know, but like a rat out of a trash can.
Well, so
Ye-
it could have been around the trash can.
I mean,
No one threw the rat away. That'd be disgusting to eat.
so at Nines, you know that eating live rodents is something that tabaxi occasionally enjoy, like hunting. Most people don't really enjoy eating them. They're just not very, like, good. They're not very tasty. And you suspect that, I don't know, maybe this is a tabaxi kind of down on his luck right now.
He does have an old hat.
You
We have
know,
a super old
could be that.
But
I'm
it
not
makes
sure.
it vintage!
But yeah, something about not just the tabaxi, not that behavior, which is like unusual but not like totally unheard of. Like just something isn't right about the area around there.
Do you want to clue us in on it?
So, Nines, what are you looking at?
I'm watching this tabaxi eat a rat!
Huh.
Oh,
I take a look.
Okay, make an investigation check.
I look too, because now I'm curious about this cat.
All right, so you have pointed
I
this out to everyone.
ride out of the company house on a sea of rats.
21.
And you're like, this is normal rat behavior.
12.
Holland is just apparently incredibly distracted by food this evening. I have rolled
Usually us.
3 1s in a row for
Couldn't you have
Holland.
saved that for
No
combat?
kidding.
I got a 21.
Holland's just stuff in their mouth like,
No, we do not want Holman to roll ones during
Hi.
combat. We want.
I didn't make pie.
Like the bad guys
where
roll
did I
it.
come from?
The neighbor balcony.
The turkey is good. The grilled cheese is really good. The muffins are delicious. They're just super distracted. There's stuff in their face.
So I got a 20.
Stakeouts are fun.
Oh yeah, the steak needs to come out. I got a 21.
Oh, I'll get it.
All right.
Holman runs off, still chewing. Yeah.
Why don't you grill it for us too?
It's already cooked.
It is?
It was resting.
Oh, when did you do that?
Holman is
great
preparing the
question.
steak.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, so what did you get? 21?
Yeah.
What'd you get, Olseth?
I got 12. It was just the numbers were reversed.
Okay.
So the same roll.
Fodari got 24.
Ooh.
Oh, everyone's doing better than me.
Well, you didn't you get a nat 20? Like,
Yeah, last time.
Yeah, just for like less fun stuff.
Like cultists, the
Yeah,
things
just-
we're actively looking for.
Oh, there's cultists everywhere. A tabaxi eating a rat.
you notice that like the lights in that area are kind of flickering.
Like in the area around the tabaxi? Or just
Like in the area where you saw that happen, the tabaxi seems unrelated to it. Like the weirdness doesn't seem to be following the tabaxi. But you notice there's some like flickering lights. Like it just seems like nowhere else in the city are the lights kind of going and flickering.
Yeah, and it's just there. They're not like flickering around and moving.
Yeah.
It's not like it's flickering. Like one set is flickering, and then it goes to the next set. It's just a general
like
area.
a general zone.
Yeah.
The
Like
general
a
zone of
neighborhood or something.
Yeah. They're flickering.
Are they flickering like randomly or in synchrony? Are they sending messages to each other?
Yes. Do any of us know Morse code? Or the
None of you
closest
know
equivalent?
Morse code. That it doesn't
Wait, do we know
seem,
Thieves Guild code?
It doesn't seem like there's any sort of communication. It's just random flickering.
Okay. But they're not all. So these are fervent lights?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess it would be important to know with fervent lights, are they flickering like asynchronously or all at once? Like the grid is.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
man.
you know this about fervent technology, or at least Ulseth does.
Yeah.
You don't know the whole history of why this is, but you do know that this is part of it. Later cities to receive fervent technology, like Ironvale, they were set up around the idea of centralized power grids. So they would have a power generation facility, and they would distribute that power through
A really big,
Electrical
long
channels.
cable that would not be at all susceptible to sabotage.
correct. Earlier cities,
Like this.
like this one, Drugmara was. I don't think you guys explicitly know this, but this isn't like world-breaking knowledge. It was the first city to put any sort of fervent technology into use because it's where fervent was from. They have independently powered fervent technology. There's no wires.
So there's like a little fervent crystal in each lamp.
Correct.
So they wouldn't be flickering all at the same time
Because their
Because of
central
it.
unit is
because their
like being
central
set-
unit's bugged.
But something is going on in the area that's affecting.
Are they all
everything.
flickering at the same time?
Not at the same time. It's random.
alright.
There is no perceivable rhythm, pattern,
That's fine.
mode, anything like that.
I just-
Nothing.
yeah.
No.
So how big is the area where the flickering's happening?
Random.
Several blocks.
Like square, like 2 blocks by 3 blocks or something like
I
that?
don't think it's an even.
It doesn't seem to be even. It's just sort of like you notice different areas are in. It's in about a 3-4 block radius.
Is it moving
It doesn't
or is
seem
it
to-
stationary?
Doesn't seem to be moving.
I look in the center-ish, roughly the center of where these lights are flickering.
See, now that's an interesting point. This seems to be centered around one of the tight, like, building clusters, of which there are many in the city. So the center of it, completely obscured from your view.
Should we go check that out?
This is like 3 miles away from you guys. So I pointed out where you were on there. Was that, I forget if I did that before the session or during the session. Where I pointed out. Yeah, before the session, I pointed out where you guys are. I am gonna turn on the camera so you can show that to folks. Point out on the map if you wouldn't mind.
I'm trying to angle it so that north is roughly north. There we go. I think that's true.
Yeah, that would be north-ish for the viewers.
Alright, we were like here.
Yeah, you're on almost like the
Square.
The pole south. You're like magnetic south on that.
So like there.
Yeah. And where this is happening, go up to the central bridge. There you go. Now, I want you to move about 3 westward, 3 little blocks. And see that kind of curvy, triangular looking one?
This one?
No, a little more further.
Oh, that?
Not quite. Down one. There you go, that one. Yes, that one. That's where it's occurring.
So that's a...
It's like, actually almost 4 miles from you guys.
So you who are from Dari Pilm,
Yeah.
have you ever noticed this kind of flickering before, anywhere in the city?
Nope, that's real creepy. I've never seen fervent lights flicker.
What would cause the flickering in a fervent light?
Would I know that? I would know that by now, wouldn't I?
Maybe some sort of murder cult.
It would be.
You know
It
enough.
would be probably somewhere in the connections, not in the crystal itself.
You would know
Well,
enough.
there's a lot of crystals involved, aren't there?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's more than one light, and each one has a crystal.
What would also know enough?
You would know enough to know that in this sort of setup, what you've already explained is true. That each one has a little crystal, which you can then deduce means that it can't be a centralized thing because there is no center to it. You can further deduce that this would either have to be something in the area that has weakened all of the connections in the same manner so that the, power jig that it's set up in has got a little, like, jig that holds the crystal and allows it to capture energy from it. All of those connections must be simultaneously weakening across all of these devices.
This is a very unlikely situation.
Or something is impacting the crystals themselves
Right.
in that area. That's what you can reasonably deduce. You can't say for certain that those are the only things, but you can come to a reasonable conclusion that those are at least 2 possibilities.
So Zoria has found like the center of it. Is the flickering like faster or slower as it
Closer
goes
to the center.
closer to the center?
Or is it the same?
It does seem to flicker a little bit less out towards the edges and a little bit more towards the center. The center being more on the, like, dark than the edges, which are more time being lit.
Remember anything like this when we first ran into the murder cult?
No, nothing like this ever happened with the murder cult. I mean, you did see, like, flashes of, like, horrible things.
Yeah, we
and,
had
like,
weird stuff, but
and you had, like, weird visual stimulations.
Yeah, there were like
But there
shadow forms walking.
But there were no lights. Because if you remember, those sewers had no illumination in them.
So what
yeah, but there was a
seems-
murder cult happening above, or there were still streets above them, presumably, if something was happening there, it could have affected the things above.
If it did, you never saw it.
Do I know of any magical, like, energies that might interfere with something like that?
You haven't experimented enough with fervent crystals and various magics to say for sure that you don't know.
And in all of my reading, have I found anything that like interferes with the radiation of a crystal? I don't think so.
You know that there are materials that you can shield.
Yeah, right, because we've got boxes and things that
Yes.
we've used for shielding.
But
so
none of the materials you've ever read lead you to any sort of conclusion that there's some sort of phenomenon. You know, real world correlation here could be incredibly powerful electrical storms. You know, thunderstorms that are super high energy can start to disrupt electronics. They can...
It's sort of EM field.
Yeah, they can create weird signals on your television or radio. You can pick up weird kind of noises, which are just the electromagnetic waves, like going through the air and being picked up by antenna and stuff like that.
right,
There's nothing similar to that sort of phenomenon that you are aware of that could impact the fervent crystals.
no, and it wouldn't make sense anyway, because if it was causing flickering, it would have been like synchronized pulses as whatever it was that was interfering spread out from the center, as opposed to like just random flickering all over the place. So there's something that's affecting the
Some sort
output of the fervent crystals. Probably not shielding, unless there's it. In order for it to be shielding, there would have to be like hundreds of little shields floating all around all over the place.
What
We
if it
see
was an
hundreds of little
energy drain?
shields.
What if it was a drain on the energy from the crystals?
What if, can we tell if the lights are actually flickering, or whether there's something between us and the lights that's making them look like they're flickering?
You do not have enough information to make any sort of guess as to something like that.
So
There's just nothing there that-
It could be some phenomenon in the air that's causing it, like, you get the ripples from heat off of the road and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that. You have
No way of knowing.
no way of knowing. There's nothing that's given that away. There doesn't seem to be any sort of obvious visual distortion, like heat rising and warping the air around it.
Or magical shadows or something like that. Because we would notice that on the buildings.
Yes, all we notice is a tabaxi and an old hat eating rats.
He's so old news.
What is he doing right now? Where'd he go?
He kept walking down the road. You can still see him.
Is he
Did he
flickering?
walk past the flickering?
Yeah, is he
Yeah.
ignoring it?
He didn't even notice it.
When he walked past the flickering and into a more well-lit area, did he wonder why he had a rat in his mouth?
Nope.
Or did he just like, man, this is nice?
No, he was eating the rat.
Are there other people?
He didn't finish the rat. He just sort of tossed it out.
Well, you only eat the best part, then you just throw the rest of the rat out.
I mean, most of it wasn't eaten.
Yeah, that you eat the best part. Like you only eat part of a blowfish.
What's the best part of it?
The throat.
Okay. Are there...
That does seem to be the part that was most affected. Yeah.
Other than this weird guy, are there any other people in this flickering area that we can
Yes,
see?
we see a human that jumped at a rat and is eating the rat.
And you don't see anybody.
Just this one tabaxi is the only visible person.
In the whole area.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind,
It is 2 a.m.
3.
3.
It's past 3 in the morning at this point.
Yeah, how long have we been on stakeout? Just at least 2 hours, or were we there beforehand?
We were-
It's about 2.5 hours at this point.
We got there late or earlier than that.
Yeah, I thought we
I
started.
mean, we got there at like 11, but I had to start prepping the food.
It's like I have to make this whole turkey.
Here's the
So this is a
tamales.
stakeout.
Tamales.
Do we need to load up your food truck with the tamales you just made?
I
So
don't
we
have a food truck.
Oh, that's ridiculous, Bart. I'm sorry.
Okay, so
I can't be pinned down into
at
one
this
mobile
point,
place.
Yeah, that's why you have a food truck.
also initiates a conversation asking whether we want to quickly go investigate this flickering or whether we want to keep observing because there's
Well,
much more to be seen.
I guess now we have to find a fervent food truck that we can buy and retrofit so we can start our new venture.
We'll worry about it after the cult
Yes,
sample.
keep that in mind. That is a very good idea. If we ever lose our
okay.
place among the company
Yeah.
of blades and our need of
While they're
income, we
talking,
can sell
should
tamales from a truck.
Should we investigate that flickering, or do you think it'll? You've never seen it before. Should we continue the stakeout, or should we go check that out?
Maybe the players should decide what they want to do.
Well,
I'm going
she has the most experience watching these. She's been doing these stakeouts for a while.
All right. I want to take this moment to pause because you are asking the DM as,
No, we're asking.
as an NPC. I just want to be clear because we've talked about this before. When the DM is asked a question, players have a tendency to read into that and then read into their reading into and then read into their reading into.
I am specifically just requesting Fodari's experience and knowledge,
and
not
I want
the DM.
Yeah, and I want to be clear. I am responding as Fodari. I don't know what that is, but I have never seen anything like that in my life, and it scares the crap out of me.
Great, let's go check it out then.
Do you think it's related to these figures or separate?
I have
No,
no
I know.
idea, but I wouldn't put it past anything. And what I do know is I don't have enough experience to get myself involved. You all know that the only thing I got to defend myself is this little hand crossbow and some knives if I'm at work, especially. Keep a knife on me when I'm walking around, but that's it. I'm not an adventurer. If you guys want to go check that out, you can, but
This is like
I
4
can't come
miles
with
away.
you.
3 to 4 miles away. Yeah.
So it would take us almost an hour to get there.
Yep, it would take you guys a while to get there.
So
And then we
it
have to
might-
do that in real time too. So
the phenomenon might end.
Well, we know where it is, so we can always check it out.
well, we might as well just walk over there. What's the
Well,
worst that happen? We get ambushed by a
or-
bunch of
Or
evil
we.
cultists?
You would lose your rest.
I mean, we'd have to be there for like 5 more hours. So
So we didn't even see any of these strange possible cultists walking into this area.
You did not see that, no.
well, I say we check that the flickering because we don't see
right.
any other cultist people wandering around,
Fodar-
acting weird, throwing
Fodari.
food out.
Stay here. Keep a log of everything you see and where it's happening.
Do my best.
And here's a flare gun if things go bad.
Do you have a flare
We
gun?
got 3 flare guns when we did the heist.
Oh, cool.
How many shots does it have?
I think it's just the one.
It's a one-time
It's a one-time
use.
use.
Okay. I don't know how quickly you guys are going to be able to get here.
At least, well, we'll probably run faster. We're just gonna casually walk over there. I
Or-
casually walk out of the apartment.
Or
I cast casual
I'll
walk
ask this
perception.
question. As if we walk toward the flickering lights, do we pass nearby any of the places we saw them come out in our first observations?
No. No, you saw both of the groups that you saw in your observations thus far. They emerged from the other side of the river. This all happened on the side of the river that you're on. So you wouldn't pass by any of those places. The closest that you would come, the first group, they disappeared around the main gate, so you would cross the path that they took. But you're not going anywhere near where they began or the last place that you saw them.
Would we pass near where they toss the hot dogs?
If you took a slight diversion, yeah.
If I,
There might be clues on them.
well, okay. If I turned into a horse, could I carry? I couldn't carry all 3 of them. That would be way too.
No. You could.
What
I'm just
if you
thinking-
turn into a horse, but then, or cast and big on yourself, turn into a horse, and then just do that every minute?
It's 10 minutes, I think, on Embiggen.
While we're discussing this, by the way.
We're walking over there.
Well, I'm not discussing it as a character. I'm asking as a player.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying that while this is going on, Ulseth is continuing to
Observe. Yes. To answer your question about carrying, you could carry 1. It would be very hard to carry Ulseth, since, and if you know anything about like horseback riding,
Oh, yeah.
the horses have to be, like, they have to work up to carrying people.
Yeah.
And Ulseth being almost 8 feet tall and burly as shit
In metal armor.
in metal armor, that's a hard ask for a horse. Even if you're the one who's the horse. But you could, reasonably carry 9s or Helen.
You could also ask the company of Blades if they have any extra horses.
Well, that would take way more time to go to the Company of Blades, get a horse. I'm just
Well, it
trying to
depends on how
think.
fast the horse is.
I was just trying to think of a fast way for us to get to this phenomenon in case it ends before we,
Well, we can power walk over there.
or even run.
I don't know, 3 miles? Can any human reasonably run 3 miles?
None of us is human. Not a single one of us is human.
Nope.
So we're okay.
All 5 of you currently here, not a 1 is human.
So, I
think we need to get there. If we're gonna go, we need to go as fast as we can to this spot
I agree, we
before
should-
it ends.
right. And if it takes us an hour to get there and an hour to get back, we will still have time for staking out when we get back.
Yeah.
We must be very observant along the way. Perhaps we will see other things.
Yes. So we will go as quickly as possible, though.
We
Yeah.
go as quickly as possible then.
So we're going to go down and try and get to this location as fast as we can,
Okay.
keeping an eye out on the way.
Being very observant along the way.
As you're about to leave, hey guys, Holwyn is like, what? Getting your attention. Shh, quiet. Guys, there's one right below us.
What?
They're
Inconspicuously.
walking by. There's a pair
Oh,
walking by right below the apartment.
that is very good. That is the first observation you have made all evening.
Well,
What's your passive?
The food stopped coming out.
exactly. See, the problem was you kept feeding.
Well, they have there's just a steak coming out of their mouth right now. Just like.
No, they finished that. They finished the steak.
Wait, did they finish all the steaks?
No, they're steak.
So I ask you who are Holwyn,
Yeah.
did you see where they had come from? Did you
They're
see
right-
them where they emerged?
I didn't see where they emerged, but I did see them once they started walking underneath us.
Okay, well then let us observe.
We all start observing
Wait.
hard.
Or.
Or.
Do you have feather fall ready?
Yes, but do we want.
What if we just jump down on them
This is an awfully violent approach.
and capture them, and then we can ask them questions?
You guys just want to jump out of a building?
Yeah, we're on a
They're,
balcony.
They're about a block down from you guys.
Oh, they're not directly.
I mean, they were, but it like took Holwyn a moment to like get your attention.
I mean, we could.
They base it. What happened is they came rounding the corner from behind where you guys can't see,
walked
and
in front,
walked in front, and now they're making their way
across that square.
across that square, and they're moving towards the main thoroughfare.
Are they
in
moving?
drag?
So that's
right?
slightly towards where the flickering lights are.
Yeah, I mean,
Sort of.
It's generally that direction
Do you
in
want
the
to try
sense
to
that
follow them?
that is to the
Let's
west.
catch them.
Oh, so we want to jump out of the building.
I mean, they're right there.
Okay, I push Hillman out of the building. They're by the window, right?
You all are by the.
We're on
You're
the
on the
balcony.
Balcony.
Let's catch them.
Okay. So how far away now are they ahead of us?
Like half a block. you said?
They're by like a block and a half.
Like how many feet?
Probably 75, 80 feet, somewhere in there.
Okay. So we all jump out, right? In a very fun, action-y way. Olsef, are you a willing participant?
Yes, I am very willing.
Okay, so we all jump out the window? Is that our plan?
I think
Well, the
the balcony.
That we jump off the balcony.
I think let's jump off the balcony.
All right, we jump off the balcony.
What is your plan?
We're going to follow them. Well, no.
I wanna.
You're up on like the fourth story of this, and if you assume that each story
It's 40 feet.
it is about 10 feet on average, you're sitting at roughly like 30 feet plus a little bit extra because of like base, so like 35 feet below you from your feet down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you have a plan
Nine's
because
is-
it's
Well,
gonna hurt.
No, we
Nines
jump
is-
down. I have Featherfall.
So you are using your spell.
We'll use the spell.
Okay.
And as
And
soon
Nines
as
is
we hit the
going to
ground,
willingly participate me.
and we're going to teleport in front of them with my cape.
Okay.
Can I
And
also
kind of get them in a pincer.
Can I also have a plan? So
Sure. Lay it out to me
Alright.
everything you want to
Alright.
do, and then we can execute.
yeah. So we jump off the
I hope
balcony.
you're not
Yes, we
executed.
jump.
Step 1, jump off the balcony, 4 of us.
Okay.
Feather fall to the ground.
Okay.
Deploy the feather fall near the bottom so we're not spending like.
I mean, you go pretty fast with it. You just
Yeah.
don't get hurt.
So we land. As soon as they hit the ground, Nines and Ulseth cloak to the other side of them. And how far away would they be from me on the ground, theoretically?
The two that you're trying to pursue,
Yeah.
currently about 80 feet away.
Okay. So they're too
So-
far for my spell.
They're too far for your spell,
For hold person.
and there's a lot of range left on your cloak.
Yeah. Use all of
I'm
it.
going. When I land, then I'm going to use my Misty Step to get 30 feet closer
Okay.
to them.
All right. That's fine.
Yeah.
There's not much that Holwyn can do to
No.
like instantaneously get forward.
I mean, they also have a bow, though.
They do have a bow,
So,
but just want to make sure you three are aware that Holwyn's abilities,
We'll be a
they don't
little-
have like a instantaneous teleport function
No.
currently at their disposal.
but they are in range of hunt. Oh, wait.
Hunter's mark.
If we want to trace them, they can hunter mark them, right?
Yeah.
And then we just know where they're going.
Yeah. What's the range on Hunter's mark?
It's 90 feet, and once you do, I don't think it even has a
It lasts an hour,
less an hour.
and
Or,
they can know where they are.
they can just know where they are, and they seem to find out where they want to go within an hour anyway, and we'll know if they're moving too.
So you want to maybe jump down and Hunter's mark them, and
Or
then
mark them
pursue
there.
more quietly.
And then, yeah.
We want to know where they are going, right?
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah, that would be good.
they're not talking, so they probably won't communicate with
So
us if we interrogate them.
stealthy
Yeah.
approach.
So, yes, we'll jump down. Hohen will mark them and use that mark to trail them as you continue to concentrate. Or Hohen continues to concentrate.
And I will, right before we jump, use Pass Without a Trace to stealth us.
Okay.
So we are not going to pincer them. We're going to
No, we're
stealthily
going to
stealth.
stealth.
Good, good thinking.
And this is why I want to stop you all and make sure you thought it through.
Yeah, I know.
Well, to be fair, we're using a spell from a character that
Yep.
We don't
we
usually
don't usually have to.
think about. Yeah.
And
All right.
what kind of jerk uses Hunter's Mark?
We still want to jump down though, so that we're
Sure,
quickly.
everyone do
Yeah,
a superhero
otherwise
landing.
they'll be out of range.
So
Okay, so you're still jumping down.
It's pass without a trace, jump, feather fall, hunter's mark, and then stealth pursue.
Okay.
Is the plan.
Okay. Got it.
If they had a level 3 spell slot.
As I tell Fodari, make sure to take the fritters out of the oven before they burn. But right before we jump.
So, y'all jump down.
Yes.
You feather fall.
That was
Yes.
a very soft landing.
You do a 3-point landing.
And there's
Yep.
already pass without a trace on us before.
You cast Pass Without a Trace. Sorry, I just hit the mic if that pops for anybody. My apologies. You cast Pass
I
Without
thought
a
that
Trace.
was us landing.
Pop. Yes. Pop. That's the sound that you make
a
when you
very
land.
flat
It's a
pop,
very
just-
concerning sound to make when you land. Pop. You then, as you land,
Hunter's
you're
mark
stealthed, and Holman casts Hunter's Mark.
on the left one.
They're now falling speed and everything. They're about 90 feet away.
Right at the edge
Yeah.
of the range.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you land. And as Holwyn casts the spell, the moment it hits, they seem, the one they cast it on, they seem to wince in pain.
Oh god.
And both of them wheel around, look at you,
And
then bolt.
Toward us?
maybe?
No, they bolt
Okay.
away.
Okay, no, away from us.
So, did the hunter's mark take?
I don't think there's a roll for it, so.
There
We
isn't a roll for it, so the Hunter's Mark took,
Okay.
but they
But
are
they
aware
notice
that
magic's been cast
So
on
you
them.
they've
are
been
Holman.
cast.
We don't have time for you who are home. We're running.
We're running. As we're running. Why would it hurt?
So you're running.
You are home.
I mean, right, we can try to trick them and be like, I don't know why they're running. We're not. We just jumped off of this building for fun.
All right,
Okay.
you guys, you have a split-second decision.
We run after them.
You run. You run.
Old
I
stuff
run.
runs
What are you
at
doing?
I'm using
Is everyone
Misty
else running
Step
at
and
them?
running.
Yes.
Okay, Misty stepping in net. You're running. What are you doing?
Is everyone around me running?
Yes.
Yeah.
I start running too.
Okay, you're all running right towards our break. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back, everyone. We have returned from break. When we left off, they were just getting into a big chase, and we haven't done one of these in a while. So, to remind all of our ear watchers out there, we have a special rule set designed by me for this game that is about chasing. I'm going to reveal the map so you can see the grid. There are a series of 7 spaces. You can see from 1 to 7 down there. And there is the quarry space. The quarry is what they're chasing. And the idea is the quarry just stays up there, and the players are supposed to try to climb up that chase sequence, going from 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1 to the actual quarry space. And they can do so by random events that I will occasionally ask our players to roll percentile die to determine. They can use their abilities simply by saying, I want to cast a spell, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I'm going to trigger events along the way. This is supposed to be high energy, very quick, and not have a whole lot of control over it, just like a real chase.
Sorry, it's definitely going to be like, wait, I want to tell you about our Patreon at patreon.com/DiceandDungeons. Why are you running?
Why are they going faster now?
Okay. We went over this over the break, so I think all your questions are answered. Last chance before we start. Good.
Yep.
All right.
We're all good.
Then we're going to dive right into the chase sequence. First things first, they are 100 feet, 80 to 100 feet in front of Soria, which means they are 120 to 140 feet in front of the rest of the gang, which are the back of the pack. Because, Soria, you just used your Shadow Step to move forward.
Misty Step.
Misty Step,
That's a
excuse me.
bonus action. Yep.
To get up there, so you have used that just before break.
Yep.
And I need 9s. Roll a percentile die. Tell me what you get.
I got an 87.
87.
87. Okay.
That's good, right?
Maybe.
Let's see what happens. Ooh. Oh. Okay. 9s. You managed to move 1 space up as you basically have a little bit of an idea where you can run through a building, and you manage to come out and have like a little shortcut. You also grab yourself a muffin on the way.
Ooh, was it a fresh muffin?
It's a fresh muffin.
Oh, did I see the person who cooked it?
Yeah, they were a baker, and they were like
Up at 3 a.m.
up at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
baking for the next day. Yeah, so you just stole a muffin, and you're like running through, but you move a square up, and
I want to throw out an entangle spell at these cultists. So
Sure.
it's a 90-foot range, strength 16.
all right, let's see what
Save.
happens. Oh, they both make that. So do I have both? Yeah, they're both there.
Yep.
Right, they both make that. No effect.
Okay.
They're gonna keep
I
running.
immediately dispel it so it doesn't get in our way.
All right, they're gonna keep running, and now something's being thrown back at you guys. I need Ulseth, 9s, and we'll do Holwyn. You are out of range of this particular effect.
Oh.
They decided to target the back
The back
end.
end.
more.
Okay, it's like a splash effect.
I
or
need
something.
you to make. I need you, Ulseth, to make a Constitution saving throw. I need 9s to make a Dexterity saving throw, and Holwyn will also make a Constitution saving throw.
25.
23.
Okay, you guys, you cough just a little bit. There was a smoke bomb that was thrown back. You like dodge out of the way of being hit in the head by this little bomb that they threw way back at you guys.
Can I use Mage Hand to try to grab the smoke bomb as it flies past my head?
Yes, that's fine. Go ahead and make.
Spellcraft?
It's gonna be your spellcraft, so charisma for you. Make a spellcraft check. You take your charisma, add your proficiency modifier, and let's see what happens. I'm guessing you're trying to throw the thing back at them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Charisma and my spell modifier?
Yes.
Well, your spell modifier is
Spell
your
modifier is
charisma and your
proficiency.
proficiency.
Plus 7?
Yeah.
17.
Okay. You don't manage to like throw it back at them, but you do manage to like catch it. and like dispose of it in the river, basically. You managed to toss it into the water.
I litter.
Oh,
Yeah,
are we
you
running
you
next
pollute
to
the
the
river.
You're running fairly close to the river at this
Okay.
point. You like duck down, and now you run along the river.
All right.
So you managed to dispose of that, but you couldn't get it back up towards them. Ulseth, random dice roll. Give me them percentile dice. Tell me what you get.
Okay. I got 34.
34.
34. That has to be
I
good.
need Ulseth. It'll be Ulseth and Holwyn because you guys are in front of them, so they won't be able to communicate this to you. I need to make an intelligence check, not a saving throw. An intelligence
So
check.
just your intelligence modifier.
Yeah, that's the same. Not,
It's the same.
not so good. 15 though.
All right. You and Holwyn team up to have a similar idea to what Nines does, and you bolt off down a different street for a minute. You're separated from the group, and as they come back around, what you've done is kind of take the longer arm of a triangle, but it's a shorter overall distance. As they had to come down 2 legs, you went down 1.
We had
Gotcha.
potions.
So you split up, but Nines and Soria, they kept in chase. You two each move up a square, and then
I would like to do something.
perfect. Go ahead.
I'm going to use speech of beast and leaf. Should I do this as all set or just tell you what I'm doing?
Yeah, just tell me what you're doing.
What I'm doing is I'm calling on all the flora and fauna within the range of my voice.
Mostly rats.
Yeah,
'Cause I can
rats and
s-
cats.
Because I can speak to
Yeah,
both
they can understand
beast
you.
and leaf,
Yeah.
as saying that these are horrible, destructive, nasty creatures, and they need to assist us by stopping them in any way they can.
Okay.
So imagine a bunch of cats throwing themselves.
I'm just calling on every living thing
Yeah.
to
I
do their
want you
best if they
first
can to
roll the
stop
D100.
them.
See what's in the area.
This is 60. 60.
Okay. There are no. I'm just gonna say there's no magical plants in the area that are gonna be able to react quick enough to help you out. But now I want you to make a persuasion roll. So make a persuasion check. Tell me what you get. Let's see if you have any animal friends in the area.
4.
That's pretty typical.
I'm a,
You left your animal
Yeah.
friend at home.
Okay.
yeah. Well, I
So-
just keep trying.
You do that. Their turn is gonna. Their time to react, not really turn. Soria, you're the closest. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw right
Oh,
now.
I'm so good at that.
Yeah.
17. Wow.
Okay. They're running, and you see that they kind of like flick their wrist in a weird way. It looks like some sort of spell motion. And then next to you, several objects, like barrel bits, just some trash, come flying up out right in front of you. And you manage to just dodge out of the way from getting hit by it. So you don't lose ground. You stay with them.
I pulled the newspaper off my face. The chancellor was re-elected, and then I threw it.
Sail on hats.
We're behind you.
Well, now they know about the sail on hats.
Okay.
All right, Soria, I need you to roll the D100. Tell me what you got.
3.
3. You keep getting lower here.
3, yep.
All right, I need everyone to make a dexterity saving
Oh
throw.
no, what did I do?
There's a cart broken down in front of this path, and every single person involved in this needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dirty 20.
12.
17.
Okay.
Did they have to make a? Okay.
Every single person involved. Holwyn falls back 1 as, oddly, they don't, Again, I rolled another nat 1.
They are not on their game.
They were still finishing a muffin.
Just like a steak in their mouth. Just
Yeah.
They're cramping up from all the food.
It was a steak out.
Oh,
You
yeah.
shouldn't have brought it with you.
They're like running with a plate and a knife. Okay, so
Coben has learned a lot from this party.
they have not learned anything.
But they also, one of them made it, one of them stumbled. So I need the remaining 3 of you.
Did my 12 make it?
Yes. Roll a d20 and add your dexterity modifier to it.
9.
6.
We're doing so well.
Everyone's rolling very well today.
Where is it? Oh, up there. It's like a
2 plus 2.
15.
Okay, Ulseth, you move up 1 on the track
Because of their stumble.
because you had the bestest, parkouriest leap over the broken down
Ulseth.
cart in the middle of the road.
I jumped over the cart.
You did. You
Hi,
jumped over the
Ulseth.
cart very
Hi.
well.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
9s, back to you. Give me another random event. You guys are chasing through, getting more towards the main drag of the town, and you are now right along the edge of the river. So one side of you is the river now.
I got a 12.
A 12. It keeps getting low, and now it's like staying there. Oh, this is interesting.
Nothing happens.
And having like a divided one makes for some really interesting results. So one of them succeeds, and I'm gonna say that one failed so badly. Let's have the one on the left. They're out of the chase right now.
Like they're removed from?
Yeah, what happened is they ran into a pair of town guards. That one managed to like dodge out of the way and run, and the other one just like barreled into the 2 of them, and now they're being held up for some questioning right now.
Okay.
And there's like 4 guards there. And the other one has moved, and now they are heading away from the river, getting away from here,
Dang it. Okay.
and beelining back toward, they're still going towards the main drag, but they've kind of cut back away from the river now. And you all gain, you all gain 1. I'm gonna roll. They failed really badly. And the other one technically made it. Okay. Anything you guys want to do? Just gonna.
I feline agility to catch up with the other 2.
Okay, you gain 1
So-
space.
So now I'm within arm's reach.
Yep.
I continue to call out to all the flora and fauna.
Okay, make a persuasion check.
Like, I know you guys didn't listen to me last time.
You who do not pay attention to me. Oh, I must have had a nat 20 and it tipped over. 7.
You do that.
I'm going to channel the power of my staff and
Okay.
create a wall of thorns in front of the target.
Okay. I think that's only going to require basically a dexterity saving throw from them.
Yeah, if I cast it on top of him, it's a dex 16.
Perfect. We'll go with that. They don't make it. So all 4 of you move up a spot.
They also technically take piercing damage, but I know we're not in combat proper.
They're scratched up.
Yeah.
They definitely have some scratches on them.
So can one of us wander over to the town guards and say,
We're not in a wandering sort of.
no, I
Well, I
mean,
mean,
can one of us go over to the town guards who are holding the one with the maker's mark?
If one of you wants to leave from the chase, you can just
Yeah.
drop out from the chase.
If we go, you're out of the chase, though.
No, I know, I'm
Do we
just-
want to have...
I'm just wondering because that
Yeah, they might let him
that one
go
is
because he's
is
like he's a
immobile.
worker.
But that one has the hunter's mark, so we can track.
so we can track him
them.
Yeah.
down later. Okay.
Okay.
Also,
good.
we
We're not-
could-
Just wondering if it was a good idea
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we could capture one
Well,
of them who's already captured.
We
Well-
can have him just
all right.
cast another hunter's mark on the other one, and we can try to secure the other, the one that was captured.
I'm going to.
Or they could be already dismissed
I'm
by
gonna
the
be
guards.
casting fairy.
You're under a time crunch.
Yeah.
There's not that much time to deliberate.
I want to cast fairy fire to highlight because it is 3 a.m. So this
Sure.
person will be highlighted. It's
Sure.
deck 16.
All right, let's see what happens. Oh, they make that.
Okay.
So you now have a very shiny spot in the ground
That we run down.
that you run past.
So it's were we going towards a bridge?
You were for a while, but your direction is towards the main drag. You don't know if you're going towards a bridge, but you're heading towards the main drag. They've pulled back away from the water. They're now running like a couple streets back from the water, whereas previously they'd been running along it.
Okay.
But then they ran into the guards and they shifted up.
All right.
Well, let me know if they go towards the bridge.
And I need... Is it your turn to...
I rolled last.
You rolled last?
I
Okay, so it's
3.
Nines.
No, I got.
Oh,
the
yeah, you rolled.
Then it's Ulseth's
turn.
Very good.
47.
Hey, it's actually going up again. How about that? 47.
Wait till I roll.
I hope you guess 100.
Ooh, they fail. Well, I think you really must have messed them up with that wall of thorns because they kind of stumble on themselves and trip, fall. You guys all gain space in the quarry tile.
I continue to call out to my friends who have ignored me.
I think that's not working. Try something. Try throwing a rope around them, maybe.
Still 40
40
feet
feet away. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, keep calling out. Go ahead. Persuasion.
Yeah,
Let
why
me see
not?
what's going on.
11.
Okay. You do that. Mm-hmm. And I can't really tell you the results because nothing can communicate with you. Just to be certain that you know why I'm just saying you do that.
Yeah, I know. No one answers back. I just keep calling.
Okay. They toss back one of their abilities. I need all three of you and Holwyn to make a Constitution saving throw. No, strike that. Wisdom saving throw.
Can I keep my roll?
You can keep your roll. Yes.
okay.
I changed what you.
Well,
Alright.
that just
Not
cost
you.
me a lot of numbers.
27.
27. Okay.
I got 9, which is the best number.
Wisdom, huh?
Yes, wisdom.
17. Believe it or not.
Okay.
I don't believe it.
I don't,
I don't
either.
believe it.
You're just like, all of you. Nah, I call BS on that. And let's see what Holwyn gets. Not great, but not a 1. So,
Oh, good.
improvement.
Finish that corned beef.
Yeah, they're just. Okay, I'm done now. Holwyn, and you had 9s, so you had a 9?
Yeah.
Okay. Holwyn and 9s, you each take. Let's do this. You each take 2 psychic damage. And you stumble back because you have just the absolute worst pain that you've ever seen, ever experienced in your life right now. As there is a giant floating rune about like 2 feet by 2 feet right in front of you, just glowing in midair.
Does it look
You
familiar?
don't have time to write it down. Yes, it hurts to look at. Yes, that's what's hurting you. And you two managed to resist that and push through. It still wasn't so fun.
No.
One space back? Do they?
Yeah, they each move 1 space back. And now I need Soria to roll D100s. Random event time.
69.
Nice. You make it onto the main drag, and because that one's got the hunter's mark, this one doesn't, y'all need to find him in the early morning crowd of workers that are just coming out. Your early shift workers, like, get bakers, engineers,
It's really
mechanics.
tough working at this time of day.
It
Is that what,
is.
a perception?
It's a perception check.
Can I guidance?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
You absolutely can.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay.
21.
Ooh,
Okay.
21.
All right.
Rolling well.
There's enough
Except
of you
for
where
animals.
you do lose him for just a split second, but not long enough to make a difference.
Awesome.
And you keep chasing through. Nines, you go through a crowd of bakers, and
Have a croissant.
and they've got like a tray of
Everybody move.
and they've got like a tray
Like
of
Princess Bride.
baguettes.
That's what you should do.
Oh,
Yes, I
And
should
then you
do.
have like a nice long baguette. You grab that, and now you're running with the baguette.
I don't just having like a brown sack, just like running like this.
Some celery and
A celery, like a box of cereal.
All right. Anything you guys want to do? Checking in. Remind you that you
I
can.
should-
yeah, do the
Oh yeah.
phrasing.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Everybody move.
Are you trying to part the crowd?
Yeah.
It is the brute squad.
Make
Exactly.
an athletics check. You're tall enough to pull this off. I think you actually, as a character, I think you are almost the same height as Andre the Giant.
7 foot, like 8 or something.
Yeah,
I
how
think he
tall
is.
was Andre
I
the Giant?
got a only an 11.
He was 7'4".
So, also, that's right.
You're a little bit taller.
Yeah, I am.
Why don't you roll with advantage on that? You're a big guy,
I am large.
and
That's much
Slightly
better.
in
That's
charge.
that's a 25 this time.
okay, they do part, and
They moved.
Holwyn and Nines each gain a spot.
Because
You
it
two-
parted behind us.
Yes. You two had to stomp and stumble for just a sec to get him to move, but you managed to catch your other teammates up.
Nice.
With the since we're running through a crowd,
Yep.
do I see? Is there a big burly guy in the direction that the,
Oh.
ahead of the direction where our quarry is?
Sure.
Hey, big burly guy!
What?
There's a
Oh,
there's a few people that kind of turn and look.
Well, I'm directing at the one most direct in front. I think you should clothesline the guy that's running! As I cast suggestion on them.
All right. Is it 15, right?
It is
I
still
always-
15.
Still
Yes.
15. I always ask.
It did go up at one point. It used to be 14.
So they just look at you like, what? What's going on? I want you to make a persuasion roll.
The backup. After the spell.
I mean, you're
done.
still asking something.
Yeah.
Basically, not that this is necessarily anything the DM has to reveal. The spell didn't work, but you're still making an ask, and I'm going to give you a chance at persuasion.
Maybe this guy likes it.
It's a 14. And I tried to slide.
Yeah.
Is there a table I'm running by that I can slide 2 gold across?
No. There's no table you're running by to slide 2 gold across to him. Like
like a tech desk. Just
someone who's like 60 feet away, and you're like, woo, Mr. Fantastic arm out in front to slide 2 gold across a table.
You have
no.
stretchy arms and you haven't told
They're just kind of confused as the quarry now runs by them. Good try,
one
though.
job. One
Good try,
job.
though.
Just clothesline the guy.
They're gonna take an action now, and this time I need all of you to make a dexterity saving throw. As they drop an oil slick behind them, they just throw down a potion, crashes on the ground, and goes and bubbles up a whole big old oil slick on the
a
ground.
grease spell almost.
Yeah, it's like a bottled grease spell.
10.
14.
Okay.
I got a 9.
Oh, I need to roll.
Oh, I'm using
hold
one
on,
of my
fine.
lucks. I'm using
yeah,
one of my
yeah.
lucks.
Oh, yeah, you have that ability.
Okay.
I still got a
what's-
10.
Yeah. You're gonna fall one behind.
I know.
Yeah.
I got it.
When I saw it, I rolled.
I keep
I
my
prepared.
14.
You keep your 14. Okay.
14, yeah.
And were you
I don't
trying
think-
to figure something out, Knights?
Wait, luck if you
I will-
choose to re-roll, you have to take the new one, right?
Yeah, you have to. I thought he said that, like, he got 14 again.
Oh. No,
You
this,
have to take your new roll.
No, this time I got a 10.
Okay. What'd you get, Nines?
I just got a 9.
Okay. So, all three of you move back one, whole one moves up one.
Well, we're all together.
Well,
Back together
yeah.
as a group.
Whole one rolled a nat 20. for the first time.
Finally. Wow.
This whole game.
So they jumped on the oil slick and just used that to go faster.
Apparently, ironically, our non-binary characters' dice are extremely binary.
Can we?
So yeah, they ran and like slid on it like surf style, and like actually caught up with you guys.
Yeah.
Hey,
Did
hold
the
on.
pose and everything?
Yeah, they're all like looking cool.
Oh, and in the middle of this crowded street, shoot the guy in the leg.
All right. They draw a bow, knock an arrow.
We don't have time for drawings.
What do you? Oh!
It's a very pretty bow.
They roll. Oh yeah, that would hit. Now let's see how accurate that is. I'm gonna go
And right through the head.
Oh no.
Okay. They don't hit the legs. Called shot. Have to have high enough threshold on the move to get that. They didn't hit the legs. They do hit them,
In the butt.
which causes. That's the wrong die. I need this die. They basically get shot in the shoulder, which isn't enough to make them stop running, but all of you gain a spot on that.
Oh.
So
Good
well
job
done.
pulling.
Soria, were you the last one to roll?
I rolled no.
It was who was the last one to roll for the random? Was it?
Was it me? I rolled a 69. Yeah.
Yeah.
What-
So it's 9.
Nine's turn.
we're supposed to have like a marker that we just.
Yeah, we had a marker once.
Here you go. Here's
Oh,
the
it's
old
our marker.
Yep.
Oh, it is the marker.
Yep.
I got a 30. Yeah, it's yours now.
You got a 30.
30.
All right, 30. Let's.
It
Lucky
sounds like
30.
a good number.
30.
round.
Only good things happen.
Divisible by 3.
Ooh,
Like all numbers.
One more
Yeah,
would have
like
really
all
sucked
numbers.
for you guys, but this sucks for the quarry. Do they make it? Oh, they don't. They don't make it. You all gain now 1 space as a bucket of filth is thrown out from a second-story window and lands on them, so they're covered in doo-doo.
I thought there was a sewer system, I yell as we run.
You notice that it's a kind of agricultural-looking building, so it's probably manured. And they continue to run. They're going to use another ability. I need all of you to make an intellect check.
An intelligence check.
Can you do
Intelligence
a
check. Thank you, not
different
intellect.
stat?
What'd you say?
Can you do a different stat?
No. You have to make an intelligence check.
9. The best number.
16.
Okay.
Am I going to be the smartest of the group?
Well, I got a 2.
All right.
I, who am smart.
Ulseth, before you see, fairly quickly someone running at you. And they're just like barreling right towards you. You dodge out of the way, but it's like it's more than like a person. It's like a whole horse and everything, just like running. So you're like on the ground. You dodge out of the way of this. So, Soria, you see one of your changeling family members running at you.
Oh, hey.
Well, and you stop and like
Yeah, it's a good time to
wait
chat.
for a second. Both Nines and Holwyn, they see things running at them. Nines, you see like basically like a group of guards running at you, but you don't react at all to it. And neither does Holwyn. You don't know what Holwyn sees. But you two don't react at all and just run straight through. Well, Soria and Ulseth, you guys fall back one.
Because we're too
Holwyn
smart.
and Nines, they move up one.
So they catch up.
And
So
they're...
going. That was backward.
I thought that would be an interesting
No.
moment.
Here I am.
My stupidity has gotten me further once again.
Hey.
I thought this would be an interesting flip, but especially because none of you accelerate in intelligence, so I thought this would be kind of a fun one. And as it turned out, it was fun, but only for half of you.
So my 9 was too good.
It was too good. It was too good. Since you are now in the quarry box, so
Can we tackle him?
you almost can tackle him. As you're about to grab him, he dives through a window into a building. The glass is broken. He's dove through that window.
Like head first.
Yeah, like head first. Yeah, just action movie, crash through the window, breaking glass sound. He's inside that building now. And what do you want to do?
I mean, we're
You only have a couple seconds.
I look into the window.
Okay.
Is he just on the ground? Did he like do a roll? Is it like a hallway?
It's kind of it's a room, but it's got a couple desks in it, and then it looks like there's a hallway at the back that runs perpendicular to where you're looking.
we should hop through the window. Let's keep going.
Like teleport to grab my cape. Oh, it's Helen. Helen's right next to me.
Yeah, Holden's right next to you.
You go into window.
Okay.
And then I teleport into the room, past them, and try to block off the door out.
Okay, and you guys see this. The illusion
yeah,
disappears
we're-
fairly quickly. It's basically just enough to cause a reaction, and then it's ended.
Yeah.
So you teleport into the building with your cloak. You poof inside. Holwyn, you instruct them, jump through the window.
To pincer, right?
To pincer, right?
Yes.
That's the goal? Okay, good. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Hi. While we were waiting,
Oh.
check out our... Oh, okay.
Yep, move all that, because this is in here now.
Holy cow.
What?
What is this? Some sort of combat situation?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We can do that?
Yes, you can.
Look at all these well-painted
All right.
pieces.
You guys, I'm gonna reposition this a little bit to get the best shot for you all. Okay,
What window did...
that guy's there. And the quarry is right there.
Right here?
Yep. And
So Holwen's just here.
yeah, Holwyn, well, you can move the quarry ahead a little bit. Holwyn is inside that window. Nines to pincer, you're over there.
Here.
And
And somewhere outside.
you are just outside. Yeah. So you are now in combat. I need
Jeez.
I need you guys to roll for initiative. You two will roll for initiative. Just hold that number aside, write it down. No, but you are outside of the initiative track, and you'll enter at the bottom. But there are some things that can hold an initiative number. All right.
My initiative matches my current state.
And Nines, what is your initiative roll?
I got a 4.
4.
I rolled a cat butt.
Okay.
Great start.
You know,
You teleport.
It's not
It's not always important to go first.
I am going to be kind of fair here and give you an advantage on the initiative roll because there is another person in this building and you have caught them completely off guard. And this person is the only one who's aware, and they're at a disadvantage because they just dove through a window
After being torn up by thorns.
after being torn out by thorns. So they're at a disadvantage. So I'm going to give you advantage on that. And Holwyn has the same thing. Trying to be fair in my application.
Well, I got a 9.
9.
So it went up a whole
The
5
best
points.
number.
Okay. And Holwyn had a 20. Yeah, this first one, they get, I'm gonna say, this one gets a 5. And then we're gonna have them, oops, 1, 2, 6, 8, and 15, and there we go. All right, Holwyn is up first. What do you want them to do?
Probably shoot
The guy in the back.
the guy in the back.
Okay.
Does Holman see the other one?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys are aware of that one.
Well, we're
You-
not. We're not in.
Yeah,
there, but-
you two are not, but Nines, you were aware of that. You saw that when you looked in the window real quick. And Holwyn is definitely aware of the other person.
What was the weakness of the last metal people we ran into?
Ice.
Oh, and he was an ice hero on that guy. I say as I'm just gonna roll anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in combat, I've been pretty clear. You control Holwyn. Since of the 3 players, you have the most experience with Ranger, and I have to control all of the NPCs. So that's one thing that you can control.
That's going to be a 24 and a 14.
For the
Okay.
2 shots.
The 24 and the 24 hits. The 14 does not.
That is 13.
13 damage. Okay.
Non-lethal.
Oh wait. And ice.
Yeah.
You forgot the elemental roll.
And 2 ice.
2. Got it. Okay. Yeah. Then it is Nine's turn.
I can't see the other guy.
Yeah.
But you are aware of them.
Oh, okay.
That you know that they're there. You saw them when you looked through the window, but you're just currently not in line of sight.
Is Hillwind right next to them or a square behind?
I think a square behind.
One square behind.
Okay. So I do not get a pincer attack, so I'm not going to get close to them. Now, are they no, they are quite a bit far away from each other.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like 20 feet away.
Yeah.
It looks like.
So I can't do that
Maybe
yet.
25 even.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Does anyone have a joke?
So you're going with Tasha's hideous laughter?
If I can think of a good joke.
If you could think of a good, that's the.
This is the whole observational humor thing. I'm trying
You
to
smell
observe.
like death, only worse.
You also you suck. What are we doing here? What are we doing?
Okay.
You smell like that! No, that's not a joke, that's an insult.
So essentially, you're going with Tasha's hideous laughter on the basis of like awkward and uncomfortable silences. So you're just like, I'm gonna make this really uncomfortable and hope that you just start laughing.
No, I look at them,
Okay.
Use
and
physical
I
humor.
open the
go.
door,
Yeah.
and I just walk through the door within my space after looking at them. Just like, they get up from the ground, and I'm like, and I leave, and then try to magically make them laugh. Because it's a very awkward situation.
Wait, I have no. What are you trying to do? I am so confused right now.
You're putting a lot of pressure on me right now. I think that's unfair towards me.
We're gonna go with awkwardness. Do they start awkwardly laughing? Did you say 15?
Yes.
Okay. And that's a.
I'm not even sure if it'll work on them because they clearly are not normal humans.
Yeah. They're definitely not.
That face might be as mean as working for all I know.
They start laughing. Oh, pretty uncontrollably. Where's my hideous laughter? Where did it go? Do you have one over there?
No.
Okay. Well, they are laughing
And are prone.
and are prone. And I'll keep looking for this. So, as that goes on.
And that happened. And
That
it worked.
happens. The next one up is the one in the room.
This
right
one?
there. Yep. And that one...
Are they like in proper cult robes like that?
Yeah, basically. So that one is going to move towards Holwyn.
Like melee range?
Not melee range, but like behind the dresser there.
Like here?
Yeah, so they're in partial cover.
Okay.
And they're going to cast a spell. They utter some words. And
Do the
what's the
words
save on this?
are the words like horrifying, like painful to hear words like we were described, or are they just magic?
This is just magic.
Okay.
This is just, you know,
Does-
typical magic.
Do
yeah.
they tell the joke that nines couldn't?
It goes, why do seagulls fly over the sea?
Why?
Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be bagels.
Maybe you should be the one with the spell.
I looked at the wrong line.
Good brag joke.
Holwyn takes... Where's that? Holwyn takes 4 damage.
Well, that's not very much.
What sort of magic was it?
Psychic.
Oh.
Does that make... Can Olsef stab through the other window?
I mean, yeah, he could.
When we get to go.
Next one up is the guy who's prone right now, so let's see if he gets up. Might save myself looking for that. No, he does not. It is now...
Oh, Holwyn has to roll concentration for being hit. On the hunter's mark.
Yes, thank you for reminding him. It's now Suria's turn.
Oh, that's not a good roll.
What was that?
3.
Yeah,
On the roll.
they definitely lost concentration.
Yep, so Hunter's Mark is no longer there.
It would be a constitution save. It has to be like 11 or more.
Like all of my hideous life marks disappeared. Where'd they go?
Oh, well.
So for now, I'm just gonna use Paralyzed. It's not the right status effect.
Oh, whose
But-
turn is it?
Let me put that on there.
I rolled a 5 on my initiative.
Yeah, I have no idea where they are. It's your turn. Sorry.
I rolled a 5 on initiative.
Yes.
Okay.
Eventually, it does come around to you.
Oh, okay.
Like, yes, it was a bad roll.
Alright. Soria goes charging through the window past Holwyn. So, I have a question, a mechanical question.
Sure.
So the way Elk has a charge attack,
They are. They're right in front of me. I just couldn't
Nice.
see them. I knew that was the case.
the Elk has a charge attack where it requires it move 20 feet. If I move those 20 feet and transform, oh wait, no, I would lose my standard action to transform. Never mind. Soria just jumps through the window. Does that work, movement-wise?
Yeah, we'll charge you 10 feet movement
Okay.
on that.
And then I'm going to, assess my situation for a second, and I'm going to, I guess, ice knife at the one behind the cupboard, the one in the ropes. I'm gonna
Okay.
cast ice knife.
Cool.
Just the first level version. So that's a plus 10. 14 to hit.
That hits. Yeah.
Oh, okay, wow. They make a dexterity save.
They're not wearing a whole lot of... What's the dex save?
16.
Yeah, they don't make that.
Alright, so they take 3 piercing and 5 ice damage.
Cool.
And I go,
Get it? Because it's nice. But I'm... So,
huh. what's happening? I don't know. I'm like so confused.
You just pop in here and just like start attacking
I'm just
someone.
like,
I'm like, do you live here?
Soria is like really overwhelmed right now. She's just like, ice knife, weird robe person. And then she immediately regrets it because she realizes that might have been a civilian.
So you jump in, ha! Whoa! Through a knife. There's a person standing over there that could be a civilian, as far as you know.
Yeah.
They are a cultist, and they get hit with the knife. They're like, ah! And
I'm sorry.
Maybe.
I might be sorry. Owen, what's happening?
All right, and Ulsa, that is your turn.
Well, I guess I have to jump through the window.
You can just go to the other window and
Smash
just
through
stab.
this window.
Can I can do that and jump through
Just
that?
curl yourself through this window.
I'll say you have like 5 movement after that that you can use up.
Well, that's just, and I see this guy, so I just stop there.
Well, he's between. I'm gonna say he's flanked because he doesn't have anywhere to really move right
No,
now.
that's okay.
So
That's my action, right?
So,
To go through the window.
I'm charging you extra movement to smash through the window.
Yeah.
You're a big dude. You have a sword. You can just jump through the window.
Yeah, but I haven't drawn my weapons yet, have I?
No, you haven't.
Well, I do that.
Okay. Yeah, I think I could allow a bonus action on drawing your weapons.
You just
Okay.
can't do your secondary attack.
So I've used up my action and my bonus action.
movement. And
You've moved
bonus.
up your movement.
Movement and a
And your
bonus,
bonus
action. And I see this person reacting to having been hit by
An ice knife.
an ice knife, and so I raise my flame tongue longsword, which is not flaming because I haven't turned it on, and non-lethally slash at its magic casting arms.
All right.
I'm non-lethally attempting to disarm.
Oh yes, famously, that is a.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
Disarm or de-arm?
Oh, well, that definitely requires luck. Luck number 2.
As long as you don't know the result.
Well, I rolled exactly the same on both rolls.
That's I think that's actually worse than rolling worse.
Yeah, so that was just 9.
Yeah.
Well, don't you have advantage?
Yeah,
From flanking.
I told you they're flanking, so you do have advantage.
Oh,
Because they're pushed up against.
Yeah,
well then that's
The same thing.
19.
that's slightly different.
It's the same thing. 19. It was 19 the whole time.
I knew all that.
I'm still making you keep the luck.
Whack.
Yeah.
Non-lethally disarming this person.
It does hit.
Okay. D8. I haven't used these in so long. I have to find out. Really, it's been forever.
Yeah, I haven't tried to kill you guys in a while.
Well, that was terrible. That I do 5 slashing damage with my non-flaming flaming sword. I do get 2 attacks, though, don't I?
No. Oh, wait. Yeah. 2
Yeah.
basic attacks.
2 basic
That's
attacks.
Right. We're level
do.
6.
Yeah. So I basic attack one more time.
I was
What
thinking
was the first
often.
damage?
5.
5. Okay.
Couldn't get any worse than that.
We'll find out.
I mean, we'll find out. Yeah,
23.
that hits.
Once again, 5.
See,
So then I raise a lash
You
alarm.
use your bonus
you
action.
can't. That takes your
Oh,
bonus
no,
action.
that's right. I used it already, didn't
Yeah.
I? Yep. Well, that was
Okay. Then
That happened.
Well, that happened.
that brings us back to Holwyn. What do you want Holwyn to do?
Shoot at the other one that's not currently laughing on the ground
The
Okay.
one behind the cover.
with more ice arrows.
Go ahead. Let's see what happens.
Let's see. First one is a 20 to hit,
That hits.
and the other one is a 13 to hit. So,
13 hits.
oh, all right.
Yeah. They just be wearing robes.
And again, these are both ice ones, unless we learn something otherwise.
Sure.
Wow. 13 piercing and 5 ice.
Okay. And is that on both of them to combine?
No.
Okay, go ahead and make the second attack.
5 ice and 7.
All right. What Holwyn does, notches 2 arrows at once, pulls back, thwack, and one goes straight through the heart, the other straight through the head. That guy falls over dead.
Non-lethal, Owen!
I didn't say that, so.
You did not.
Well, they did attack us.
So Holwyn did not.
The party's still non-lethal. It's just this weird extra that started following us.
At
That's
this
our
point,
murder hobo.
This guy comes around the corner.
Is that a civilian?
Is he wearing pajamas or?
Oh, you take one nap, and then look what happens. There's a murder cult in the house, and no, he's not a civilian.
Just checking.
Very colorful.
Well
Isn't
painted.
he? Yeah.
Hard to miss.
All right. I'm gonna need to get this out because why would I not use
Oh, boy.
this?
Oh, is that a spell circle?
It's a spell circle. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the size of the entire building.
It has
Well, it has
various
different ranges.
in it.
Yeah. All right,
Anyway, you
let's
cast
see here.
Fireball.
Casually, just
You can just
anyway.
put it on there.
Don't think there's another way. Yeah, they cast Fireball.
Why would you say that?
Because I'm out of range.
Oh, that's priceless.
Let me just adjust this to be like that. There you go, right at the corner.
Okay, yeah, take that back. And
So the three of us.
yes,
And
you
the
and
prone
Holwyn
guy,
have to.
right?
Yeah.
And the prone guy.
Yeah, and the prone guy.
Is this a dex save, if I remember?
It is a dexterity saving throw. Yes.
I think this is the first fireball of the campaign.
No, it's not. I've used Fireball before.
Have you?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm in range 2.
No, you're not in range. It's
I thought it hit. Oh.
it can't hit. It's just not quite enough.
Oh, okay.
It can't
To
go
get
over
all
that shell
three.
or that drawer.
It's not enough to get all 3 of you, so they made the decision
To hit the cluster.
to hit the cluster since they just watched Holwyn like expertly assassinate someone.
Fair.
Just 2 arrows. Poof.
I rolled a dirty 20 on my dex save.
Okay, you both make it.
So it's
Holwyn
half.
again, nat 20. Don't know why.
Well, it's
they
better
just
than the
avoid it?
ones that we were getting before.
So,
Do you want
They
to
take-
dot just like a coin? That'll just make things easier for him.
win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. That's it. All right, you take half damage from this.
Fireball.
So,
There's a lot of damage in a fireball.
I wouldn't
there's a
know.
lot of potential damage.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of damage in this one. You take 9 damage.
From a fireball?
I rolled 4 once.
Out of how many?
8. So my dice are really, really all over the place right now. That is their turn.
The guy on the ground took damage, I'm assuming, too.
You can assume that.
And they get a chance to try and break out of Tasha's if they take damage.
Yeah. Interesting thing. The fireball did not do anything to them.
Oh.
There's actually like no signs of any. Like you guys got a little singed.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you can see some like carbon scoring on you guys, but no, nothing. Interesting, isn't it? So that means that it is Nine's turn. And Nine's, what you saw is suddenly, boom.
Did that blow all the windows out in the house?
Doesn't my initiative come into play now?
No, because it's a stacked initiative track at the beginning.
Oh,
But the
okay.
initiative can have an effect
Later.
on certain abilities or if situations change. That's why I have you guys.
Yeah,
Is there
wasn't
a
the order of
lock
combat.
on the door next to me?
A lock on the door next to you.
Yeah, I'm like next to a door, right?
Yes.
Is there a lock on it?
Not that you see.
Okay.
Okay.
So I saw a big explosion,
right in front of you.
and, but
Yeah.
then it cleared, and everyone's just like,
Ow.
that did hurt,
Well-
but
Soria is
Holman and
not.
Holman and Soria are like, ow.
That was at least a fifth of my health, if not more. So no, I'm not like, yeah, that was nothing.
But that guy's fine, and you do notice that your concentration on that spell didn't break. You're still holding it. You still feel tethered to the spell. So something is up. You're a little. You get clued in on this here.
like, hey, how come you weren't hit by that? And he's just laughing.
Yeah, he's laughing. He's doing his thing.
Well, it's just a spellcaster. I think the three of you are gonna wreck him. So
Yes,
You,
it's
you
just a
choose
spellcaster.
whatever Nines is gonna do.
whatever. I'm gonna. The guy's laughing. I'm gonna try to tie him up so he can't get up.
So
I'm not that worried about the explosion.
You're just gonna walk over to him, kneel
Yeah.
down, and start trying to.
Yeah, I have rope.
All right.
All right.
I have rope.
You
It's
begin the
good.
process.
Everybody
I
should
guess.
have rope.
Yeah, everyone has rope. It's good rope.
I don't have any rope.
Well, that's why
should have rope.
You're the worst party member.
Okay.
If you get some rope, you'll fix that.
So you're using the remainder of your action to like start tying him up, right?
Right.
Okay. It will take you 2 rounds. This one and another one to actually like tie him up. Just so you know.
Especially since he's giggling and moving.
Yeah. Okay.
You're not the worst. Olsef is the worst.
Too much rope.
At that moment,
You just looped right back around
God.
with how much rope you
that
have.
guy bursts in through the door, the outside door.
Did that door
Yeah.
have a lock?
You don't know. You didn't ask about that door. You didn't focus on that door. That guy bursts in and goes after Nines. Gets right behind him.
Hey!
And he's gonna make an attack. What's your AC, Nines?
17.
Does he close the door behind him?
He leaves it open. He just kind of like bashes through the door, flies open, sees Nines, gets behind him, and makes one stab with the dagger, and then attacks again, makes another stab. Somehow, Nines, you're kind of like,
So,
God.
like, while I'm, like, tying him up, I'm, like, weaving. Like,
Yeah.
do-do-do-do. Just
like-
tying a guy up. Ba-do-ba-do-boo.
tuck and rep and bow and dodge.
Or the
like a
dagger
rhythm
just
game.
jams into the loot over your back.
I didn't want to damage his
I know.
instruments, but that's probably more likely.
They're magic instruments.
Okay.
They're tough.
They have a warranty.
Then it is a Chucklebuck's turn down there, and he can't really do anything
Other than trying to save.
other than try to save, which he doesn't. Oh, wait. No, he does. Just barely.
Boo!
Yeah, that's... He has no movement this turn. And that's the end of his turn.
But he
Really
is still
facing
on the
down.
ground.
He's still on the ground. But next turn he will be contested as you try to tie him up. And then it's Soria's turn.
Okay. There's a lot happening here. Nines didn't get hit.
Yeah, I didn't get hit. I'm
Okay.
just like, I'm
Okay.
happily, for all I know, nothing happened.
I'm gonna throw a quick cure wounds on Hilwin.
Okay.
13 healing.
Got it. Logged.
And then I'm going to just move into the back corner here.
All right. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Ulseth, your turn.
Well, having seen that there was a giant
Fireball.
ball of fire cast by the guy there in orange clothes, red and orange.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You who are pajama pants.
I say that and turn around, hoping to, what is it, vicious mockery or something, right?
Sure, you can try that.
Yeah, that's what I did. But I move up to him
I'm just gonna move this down a little bit more for that
so
camera.
that you can see,
See a little bit more.
because it's
Since the fight's
so
moving out of that corner.
rightly, and I'm going to adopt stance disruption. Okay.
That's your bonus action.
Yeah.
Sure.
Which means that I get an advantage if I have a successful strike. The next one is an advantage,
Yeah.
but this one isn't.
Nope.
No.
So I hope I roll better than a 2.
For your sake, I
Yeah,
hope
one
you
last
do too.
luck.
Yes, that would be very nice.
18.
18. Let me pull that back up. 18 hits.
Okay. Let's see if I can actually do some damage. Well, it got better. Did 7 damage.
Okay. 7. Got it.
And then I do my second main hand attack,
Yes.
which I can do now at advantage.
Did you just roll 2 2s?
Again, that is the second time I have
Wow.
rolled 2 2s.
Now-
Are there any other dice
You
here?
have a lucky.
No,
Now, you do
that's
have
the only
luck.
pair of
I
dice.
haven't told you the result.
No, you haven't. And I have 1 luck left.
Yeah.
Do I have advantage on that luck roll?
No, you
No,
can re-roll one die.
one of those 2 die.
Well, it has a
Very good chance of
18
being
out of
better.
20 chance of being better.
Or 100%
it has a
chance of being.
90% chance. 90% of the results will be an improvement.
It is much better. It is a 24.
A 24 hits.
My luck has run out.
Yes.
Yes.
what little you had.
10.
It's not a bad strike for your main hand. Especially when it's not on fire. Like, that's...
Well,
Well, now we don't know if.
but I
fire-
noticed that. Did I notice that fire didn't seem to hurt the guy who was laying down?
You were looking at him.
I saw this big flash.
I mean... I'm just saying, usually...
Well, I
you-
used up my
you don't
bonus
do that
action
much damage
already,
on
so
fire.
I couldn't light my sword anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I was saying it was impressive. That's what I was saying. There's not a whole lot left you can do. You can try to move.
I
You
could
can also
use my action surge.
action surge.
It's up to you.
This guy is pretty dangerous. I am going to do action surge, so I get 2 attacks. This one is at advantage.
Because your last one hit.
Yeah,
It's the
last one hit.
Yep.
And if I get 2 1s,
You just drop your sword.
I'm
You just walk away
going
from
to
the
do-
table.
I'm going to be doing hideous falling. No, I don't. I get 21.
21 hits. Yes.
Doing 9 damage.
That's damage.
And since it's a full action, I get another attack.
Yeah.
This time, 17.
17 will hit.
Doing 7 damage.
How many times have you been on the top half of your die roll? How many times have you been on the top half? 4 or higher?
For damage,
Yeah.
twice.
All right.
Well,
That brings us back to the top
yeah.
with
Doesn't happen
Holwyn.
very often.
What do you want Holwyn to do?
That guy's holding up really well, considering that
He's
it's
wearing pajamas.
Yeah.
pajamas. Yeah.
I don't think he's
They must be
actually wearing
magic pajamas.
Oh, we need magic.
Oh, yeah. We're not just going to go
anymore.
through his pockets. We're going to take the
We're going
pajamas.
to take his pockets.
How does the guy Olsef attacking? How does he look? Is he a little rough? Just a little roughed up? Does he look kind of out of it?
Even the dead guy looks weirdly fine. Like, he's clearly dead.
So you're gonna-
No movement, blood draining out from his head and his heart. Clearly dead, not moving.
Are you planning to?
But looks weirdly okay.
Well, it's a choice of do we kill the guy with the fireball faster, or does Hilwyn see that Nines is completely oblivious to a guy trying to stab him in the back as he's just tying up another person?
I think Owen would try and
So
protect
if you want
mine.
to keep trying, since you're tying up a person, if you want to keep tying him up, it is contested. If you don't keep tying him up, their goal is going to be to just get out of that, and
Because their laughter stopped.
because their laughter has stopped. It's up to you.
I think it's Holen's turn, though, right?
Yeah, it is
So
Holen's
Holen
turn.
would probably try and help Nines, I think.
If Hillen helped me tie him up, would we just have advantage on there?
Oh, I meant like.
I know,
shoot the
but
gun.
I'm more concerned about getting a living one.
If you try to tie one up, then I would say with whole one helping, it'd still be contested, but it would be with advantage in your favor, and that could complete the tying action because it's a 2-round action.
Zora, you're watching me struggle as you just cowered in the corner. You're acting like a manager. How would you?
I healed Holen and moved.
Yeah, but you're not giving me any words of encouragement.
You can do it, Nines. Have some.
What are you doing?
Inspiration.
It's combat.
Hilwin,
Use your super
feeling
sauce.
good about killing one person, wants to kill again, and shoots at the person behind Nines
Okay,
with ice arrows.
let's find out what happens.
Holen is our resident murderer.
21.
Hits.
Ooh, nat 20.
Oh boy.
Crit.
So the first one, since it matters, and both ice, by the way.
Okay.
That is 9 piercing and 4 ice.
Okay.
And the crit is going to be 2 ice, not. Wait. Ah, I'm dropping everything.
What?
We haven't rolled dice in a
Yeah, I
long
haven't.
time.
Man.
Yeah, you made it.
So
we-
I
3
heard
ice.
3 ice.
And the other one was just a 2. So, and 11 piercing on the crit. That was not a very good crit. I'm rolling at Golseth now.
Yeah, did you roll double
I rolled
dice?
2. Yeah, I rolled double
Okay,
dice.
so what's the total?
3 ice and 11 piercing for the crit. It was
Okay.
not a good. It was not a good roll.
Not really. That's a shockingly low amount of damage considering there was 2 hits and one was a crit.
Yeah, we are
Yeah.
min maxing
Okay.
everything.
mostly men.
Mostly the min.
Mostly the men today. Yeah, 2 arrows loosed, thunk, thunk, like both shoulders. That clearly hurt a lot.
Does the guy even grunt or does he just go?
Oh no, there's definitely like,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
You got a grump.
Then
Out
it
of a
comes
guy.
back to
Good.
Pajama Joe over here.
I need those pajamas.
My mom made these pajamas.
Why did your mother make pajamas for that mage?
Okay. Pajama Joe pulls his hands together, clasps them tight, opens them up. Huge arcing electricity goes between them all, and then he throws the whole like spinning ball of electricity at Ulseth. It expands out into a cube. You need to make a Constitution saving throw, Ulseth.
No, it's a 12 this time. It's on a 2 and just freaked. A 19.
Okay. You. You fail at the Constitution saving
A
throw.
19?
It's a
Yes.
high level wizard.
Holy cow.
Or whatever.
Probably should have
sort.
shot more arrows at
And
the
you
wizard.
take.
Yeah.
You should take that one alive.
16. You take 31 points of thunder damage, and you are thrown back 15 feet.
Like, directly back.
And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw
Because you hit the.
to see if you are simply pushed back or if you are thrown back. The difference is whether you're standing or not.
No. 3.
You are on the ground. Nines, it's your turn. So you
Well,
have
that's-
you out of the corner of your eye.
That guy
you
is
see a
not
huge
good.
flash. Hear this thunderous wave. See Ulseth thrown towards you.
This has been a very eventful 12 seconds in the life of Knives. Just stay, like, teleport to a door. Oh, that was weird. I'm gonna tie this guy up now.
I'm
It was
guessing,
weird. I'm gonna tie this
Weird.
guy
I'm
up.
gonna tie this guy up.
out of curiosity, did that blow all the windows out in this house?
It blew that window out more. It didn't blow all the windows in the house out. No.
All right.
Actually, that desk that's to Pajama Joe's left, that's like shattered and splintered into 1,000 pieces. It's gone right now.
Did Ulsa's head break this?
No, but it did push it down a little bit. You can like move it just slightly. There we go. So Nines, are you continuing to try to tie up?
Yeah,
That's your goal?
we're already,
This is a contested athletics check. What'd you get?
10.
Okay, you're good.
Oh.
Contested, and they rolled, believe it or not, a 1.
I believe it.
My dice are very bipolar
Binary.
right now. So, well, you have successfully tied them up. That's your standard action. You
Yep.
still have bonus. And
Yeah,
you still
but-
have movement.
You know, just wipe the brow off me like, whew, that was great. I turn around, what the hell?
So this guy's tied up.
Yeah, that guy is tied up. I think I have a restrained somewhere. They're all facing the wrong way from me. So what do you want to do?
Who's turn?
Because you still have movement and bonus action.
Well, I'm not going to move because I don't want to provoke. But I will inspire Zoria?
I'm
I'm going to attack them, right?
No, I'm gonna
Not?
help Ulsa.
Okay.
Fine, I'm going to inspire Hillman then.
I thought you were gonna inspire
I ungong you. The spirit of the cat spirit that inhabited your body
And gone.
clawed its way out,
You cannot hear Nine's music.
and then I guide the cat into Hillman, and this is the first time you've ever seen how bardic inspiration actually works, and
It's a little like it's kind of like a little
horrifying.
swimming sort of like cat spirit that moves.
Where our souls are.
it's a lucky
capturing.
cat that just inhabits your soul.
The weird thing is, this is not related to you being a tabaxi. All bards work
That's
this way.
just how inspiration works.
That's just how it works. Okay, is that your turn?
Yeah. I guess you can just have my character look
Okay.
at the guy attacking me.
The guy who's behind you is now really trying to kill you.
Oh, he wasn't trying before. He just casually was trying to kill me.
If it was convenient.
It's like, I don't really want to stab you, Baka.
Let's see.
It's a lot.
As I cash, I just didn't. No,
Okay.
I don't have a spell
They-
slot for that actually.
They hit you with a spell. Your whole body starts to sear with pain.
A spell?
Yes.
There.
And-
spellcaster too.
I need you. Oh, you know what? There actually is no save on this because it's just
You cannot be
that's
saved.
what it is.
Can I use a reaction to hit him if he's casting a spell right next to me?
No, this is a touch attack.
Oh, no,
You don't
it's
really
touch
get-
gross.
Yeah. Oh, that's a D10, not a D8. My bad.
Yeah, don't-
I think you need Mage Slayer to do that anyway, as a feat.
You take 15 damage,
What kind of damage?
a necrotic.
Ooh, yuck.
And so, like, your life energy is sort of drained out of you.
Your whiskers turned gray for a second.
I hear that makes
And-
you distinguished.
And that is that guy's turn. He's going to struggle to break free. He's tied up. Still going to try to get out. Doesn't succeed.
Does it make them not worse?
Doesn't make the knot worse, but doesn't succeed. Which brings us to Soria. It's your turn.
All right, first thing I'm gonna do is my Balm of the Summer Court on Ulseth. Dropping 3.
Yeah, since
D6.
Ulseth took some damage.
That's 10 healing plus 3 temporary hit points.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Bless on everyone but me, because I can target 3.
Okay. Do you have... Oh, they're right here. Here's blessed tokens in your handout.
So you get a D4 on attacks and saves. Since everyone's a spellcaster here, apparently.
Yeah, you walked into a nasty little pile.
I don't think there's a better position for me, so I'm gonna just stay where I am.
Okay, Ulseth, it's your turn.
What do I need to do to stand up?
Half movement.
Half movement.
Oh,
So you can probably get back up to
yeah, I
him.
can get back and
In his face if you want. Is that what you want to do?
yes, I'm getting.
All right. You charge back towards Pajama Joe.
I yell some sort of insult at him through my gritted teeth,
Which is, oh!
noticing that is my armor electrically charged? If I touch him, will it discharge?
No.
Oh,
It discharged into you.
well, I was just trying.
Yeah.
Okay,
Give him a nice bear hug. Give him a little stack shack.
I raise my main hand and try to whack off his head. Enough of this
Non-lethally,
non-lethal. Yes,
Non-lethal.
I don't want to mess up the pajamas.
Okay.
We have priorities in this party.
23.
Sure. You hit.
Okay, in that case, I do 12 damage with that attack.
All right.
I'm still rolling at advantage.
And yeah, you're adding
Plus
D4.
the D4. Second attack.
Okay.
This time I
A 2 and a 3. Nice.
I get 5. I get 12.
That does not hit.
No.
You rolled a 2 and a 3.
But
You
that's
didn't
okay.
roll 2
It
twos.
really got better. Yep.
But that's okay, because your first attack did enough damage to kill him.
Oh, good.
Did you behead him?
Oh, yeah. You went poof, and his head, like, flies off, hits the wall, bounces down, and he is done.
But he still looks strangely alive, right?
He looks uncomfortably okay for like someone whose head is off. And you see this sort of like black ooze like seeping out from his wounds.
Instead of blood, it's
Instead
black
of, like-
ooze.
No, there's blood, but there's also this black ooze in
Ugh.
there. And it's leaking out of his open wounds. Everything in here except that guy's still up, isn't he? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So everything except that is either currently restrained or dead. And I think that's about all you can do, Ulseth.
No, I guess I have a bonus action, but I can't use that to move.
So I think that's gonna be the end of your
You could set
turn.
your sword on fire if you think that would help, but
I'm
it seems
not-
like they seem immune to fire right now.
Yep,
Nines.
the laying down one did.
You are. It's your turn. Sorry.
You are dead now.
Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. That was. I hit it too many times. It's Holwyn's turn, not yours. My bad.
Ah, well, Hillwin's gonna fire more ice arrows at him.
Okay. Go ahead.
Use your D4.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that because my rolls are awful. Yeah, like 17.
17 hits. Roll for damage.
Uh, 5 ice damage and 7 piercing.
Alright. That arrow gets loosed, goes right through his head, and he's gone. Now,
Not being dead.
and now there's only one dude left. He's fighting against the restraints, and we're gonna find out what happens to him next week.
Next week.
Why?
Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this. Stay tuned for the cliffhanger ending. Come back next week to find out what happens. Until then,
We're playing another session right after this, though, right?
No. Until then, we love you. Take care of yourselves. See you next week. Goodbye.